What's up, gardeners? Andy here, and today we're going to talk about how you can take that bumper crop that you're going to harvest this year and preserve it so that you will have garden food all year long. The first way to preserve your garden harvest is, no surprise, canning. Canning is a time-tested and incredibly powerful way to store your harvest for a nearly infinite length of time. In addition, it is incredibly versatile and you can use it on nearly any vegetable or fruit in any form. For me, I absolutely love to can my cucumbers and make giant batches of pickles. I usually grow a bumper crop of pickling cucumbers in my garden that produce an insane number of cucumbers during June and July. In fact, I usually average 25 to 50 cucumbers per day, so they obviously do add up fast. But by canning off my excess, I will literally have enough pickles to last all year, even after giving a bunch away. And there's just something very fulfilling about biting into a delicious garden pickle on a dreary February afternoon. But although pickles might be the stereotypical example of canning, you can literally can anything that you put your mind to. Carrots, beets, beans, corn, asparagus, peas, tomatoes, peppers, I've even done okra. And one thing I did last year that was definitely worth it was canning tomato sauce for pizza and spaghetti. You can can entire vegetables, sliced vegetables, pickled vegetables, sauces, jams, even mixes. My point here is that you can be creative with canning and you can store your harvest for years to come in this creative manner. Now, method number 2 is freezing. Obviously, this is a lot less time intensive than canning, but it is just as effective, and it is a particularly suitable method if you grow berries like, say, blueberries or strawberries. You can just throw them in bags and then into a freezer and forget about it until you begin to crave that juicy fruit smoothie. But you can go far beyond the traditional when you are freezing. Every year I grow a big patch of pie pumpkins, and then when it comes to harvest time, I will bring them in, cut them up, roast them in the oven, and then just scrape out the roasted pumpkin into Ziploc bags in 2-cup portions. And then when it comes time to make, say, pumpkin bread or pumpkin muffins or anything that calls for canned pumpkin, I can instead pop a bag out of the freezer, thaw it, and use it. It tastes so much better than a regular can of pumpkin from Walmart, and it really adds an entire new level to your recipes. I also like to blanch and freeze green beans straight out of the garden in the summer to have later in the fall, especially around Thanksgiving. But of course, these are just really examples. You can freeze just about anything that you want, and it is no doubt a very powerful and effective way to preserve your garden harvest. Now, the third method of preserving your garden harvest is through the power of dehydration. I didn't used to have a dehydrator, but I actually got one last year, and it has definitely taken my food preservation to the next level. And while you certainly can dehydrate many vegetables, and you may find that you enjoy doing that, I actually prefer to use my dehydrator for my fruit. Behind the garden, I have several apple trees. This is a cherry tree behind me, but the apple trees produce loads of apples during the fall, and I love to dehydrate the apples and put them in large jars or on a windowsill. They make a delicious, nutritious, and easy snack anytime you want. You can also dehydrate blueberries, strawberries, and pretty much any other types of fruit if you have it in the garden. The fourth method of preservation is fermentation. You can ferment many vegetables, including carrots, cucumber, and radish, just to name a few. But the classic example would be fermenting cabbage to make sauerkraut. Overall, fermentation is actually definitely a less known method of preserving your harvest, but nevertheless, definitely keep it in your back pocket just in case you ever want to try it out. The fifth method of crop preservation would be cellaring in a root cellar. Usually a root cellar is underground, and it is basically a cool, dark, and humid environment where vegetables will store for a long period of time. While a dedicated root cellar might be the most optimal, your basement or crawl space will actually double as an easy and efficient root cellar as well. And hence the name. Root cellars are ideal for root and tuber crops such as, say, carrots, beets, onions, garlic, potatoes, but you can also store other vegetables and fruits like winter squash or apples in a good root cellar. And root cellars are really awesome because they're the only preservation option on this list that does not actually change the way your crop tastes. You don't have to can or freeze or smash or mush anything at all. Your vegetables will taste the same when you get them out of the root cellar as they would have when you put them in. So that's what makes this method the most powerful and the most versatile of all the methods for you guys who are looking to get a little more productivity out of your harvest this year. So anyways, that is all for this one. Those are my 5 favorite ways to store my vegetable crops for the winter, and I'm really excited to see you in the next training video.